Bet you gone fishing all the time. Baby gone fishing too. Hello everybody, welcome to another installment of Records with Ralph. We're in the jazz center of the world, and I'm going to pull out this friend of mine named Taj Mahal. This is the first record and my introduction to Taj Mahal. I was up in the Navy, up in Naval Air Station, Brunswick, Maine, and up in there we had the barracks. We had basically called cubicles, but the individual walls didn't go up to the ceiling where it was kind of open at the top, and we had bunk beds in between. You could basically pass stuff around over the top of the cubicles. I had a friend of mine, he says, "Ralph, I got this record I don't like. You want it?" I said, "Sure." I didn't even know what it was, and he passed this thing down. It was Taj Mahal. I don't know why he didn't like it. It's some real nice country sounding blues on this one record, but then the other record is called, well, that was called Giant Step. The other side is called The Old Folks at Home. And this is where he breaks it down to like old time banjo music. There's a couple of songs where he's just moaning and it's just vocalizing, and there's some where he's just clapping his hands real fast and doing some throat percussion things. It's really, really bizarre album. Some of the stuff on this Giant Step album, well, like it's kind of funny. You open it up. I'm a fan of Taj Mahal. We got all this stuff. I wanted to point out some of these people in here. Jesse Ed Davis, he went on to play with George Harrison in that concert for Bangladesh thing. He was a guitar player. Everybody just had rave reviews about Jesse Ed Davis. And tragically, he got lost to drug abuse. And this guy here, Chuck Blackwell, is a drummer. Went on to play with Leon Russell, and I met Chuck Blackwell when Valentino Pena took me down to Tulsa after I got out of the Navy. And we went to Shelter Records where Leon Russell had his studio, and Chuck was in there practicing some drums, and Valentino went in there, and before you know it, Valentino was behind the drums showing Chuck a certain lick and everything, and it was just kind of a strange turn of events. The other thing I remember, when Chuck took off, he jumped out into this one of them bathtub Porsches, them upside down little bathtub Porsches that probably go for a whole lot of money now. Did a little U-turn in the street and took off, and was heading to his stained glass shop. When he wasn't playing drums, Chuck Blackwell was running a stained glass shop. Just kind of a memory I have. Another thing up about this album, being up in Brunswick, Maine, in that little cubicle I told you about, it was the first time that I ever got to do stuff like covering the walls, like what this whole place is like this. What I would do is cut out magazine pictures, put them on the wall. Before it was all over with, I had the entire walls covered with stuff. The inspection generals would come in and look at it and go, what's wrong with this guy? But that reminds me of my cubicle too, because got to do that with the walls. Taj Mahal. He's a kind of an Americana artist, does all sorts of things on the blues, but he's done all sorts of things. Here's some of the albums I've got from him. Probably my favorite song off this one is called "You're Gonna Need Somebody on Your Bond," and that was actually written by this lady named Buffy St. Marie, who I happened to see up at the University of Massachusetts, along with Traffic and David Fry back in the early 70s. I got some collection of Taj Mahal stuff. He was Mike Finnegan played with the Phantom Blues Band with him for a while, and there's a couple of autographs. They played at the Cotillion. Here's got his autograph, Taj Mahal. But anyway, I like that "You're Gonna Need Somebody on Your Bomb." When I first got out of the Navy and was trying to put a band back together, that was one of the songs we were trying to work on. And then the other album, there's actually two separate albums. The first album was with a band. The second album was with The Old Folks at Home, which is basically Taj Mahal by himself. I'd have to say "Fishin' Blues" is my favorite song on there. Bet you gone fishing all the time. Baby gone fishing too. And it goes on from there. Taj Mahal. Here's some other stuff I got by Taj. I got lots of different things, records, cassettes. But here we got the original band again with the Jesse Ed Davis and Chuck Blackwell and the guys from Tulsa. Taj Mahal, The Natural Blues, Happy Just to Be Like I Am, and Mo Roots, Right around this Happy Just to Be Like I Am, he added a horn section consisting of 4 tubas, which is an interesting sound. Oh So Good and Blues, he's got the Pointer Sisters singing back up on him here. He kind of went Caribbean down on this one here with a thing just called Music For You. Music Keeps Me Together, where he reconstructed some old Chuck Berry tunes. Taj Mahal, Evolution. Another one, Taj, just called Taj. And he even wrote some music for a movie called Sounder, Taj Mahal. And he's got probably a dozen other ones out there. He's a kind of an Americana type guy. Taj Mahal. Check him out. That's it.